Calling together a meeting, the Public Facilities Commission. Before us today is the Department of Neighborhood Development.
Commissioners, this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live. Before we get started, I've asked Colleen Daly, the PFC Secretary, to take a roll call of the meeting participants. Colleen, if you would please conduct the roll call.
Thank you, TT. Participants, please unmute your device and confirm your presence when I call your name. Beginning roll call with the Commission. Larry Mamoli, Commissioner. I'm sorry, Larry, one more time.
Present.
Thank you. Dion Irish, Commissioner.
Present.
TT Lee.
Present.
Catherine Pendleton.
Present.
Next with D&D, Sheila Dillon, Chief and Director. You know what, I will... Sheila, I'm sorry, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
I can now, thank you.
Okay.
Shani Fletcher. Shani, can you please unmute yourself?
Present.
All right, thank you. Ann Conway.
Present.
James Smith. I'm sorry, one more time.
Present.
Thank you. Liz Lanus.
Present.
Thank you. Chris Rooney.
Present.
Finally, I'll read for the record the remainder of the individuals who are in attendance but will not be presenting at today's meeting. Attendees, you do not need to unmute your device when your name is called. Seamus Highland. Sorry, my fault. James McDonough, Donald Wright, Jessica Boatwright, and John Fioback. This concludes the roll call. Thank you.
Beginning this morning with the Department of Neighborhood Development, we have Sheila Dillon, Chief and Director for D&D. D&D has 7 votes on the agenda for today. Vote number 1 is being presented by Shani Fletcher, Development Officer for the Neighborhood Housing Development Division. Vote number 1 is a request for tentative developer designation intent to sell to Eastie Farm Incorporated for vacant land located at 6 Chelsea Terrace, East Boston. Purchase price is $100. Shani, if you would please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT. I'm here requesting PFC approval for the tentative developer designation of Eastie Farm Incorporated, hereafter referred to as Eastie Farm, for the parcel identified in the vote package in the East Boston section of Boston. D&D conducted a public process that resulted in this vote request. D&D sent a community notification in spring of 2019 to solicit feedback from abutters and other neighbors on the possible use of this site as an urban agriculture site under license. Community members were in support of this use and became closely involved in the work on site, including volunteering to help develop the site into a community growing space, as well as cultivate and maintain it. In May 2020, D&D sent a community notification to solicit feedback on the preservation of this site for continued use for urban agriculture. Support by the abutters and other neighbors was strong. A request for proposals was issued on August 24th, 2020, and advertised in the State Central Register and the Boston Herald. One development team applied to the RFP and was determined to meet the eligibility criteria. Based on community feedback and D&D review of the application against the RFP evaluation criteria, we recommend the designation of Eastie Farm. Eastie Farm owns and operates several urban farming sites in East Boston and has been operating the site at 6 Chelsea Terrace. The vote package contains a comprehensive memo about the project and PFC vote request. I have also provided 4 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is an aerial map of the parcel. The second is a satellite view of the parcel. The third is a photo showing the parcel in its current conditions. The fourth is the preliminary design of a permanent urban farming site. It includes raised beds for vegetable growing, compost bays, hoop houses for year-round production and vertical growing, a wash station, stormwater collection, and a stage for community events. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits. This proposed development will permanently preserve and improve upon a community farm that increases food access in a neighborhood with high rates of food insecurity. In addition, the city will avoid approximately $350 in annual maintenance costs and return this property to productive use after over 12 years in our inventory. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Larry, you're muted.
I have no questions. I'd like to make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
Vote number 1 is hereby approved. Vote number 2 is also being presented by Shawnee Fletcher for tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Boston Food Forest Coalition Incorporated for vacant land located at 2 unnumbered parcels on River Street in Mattapan. Purchase price is for $200. Shawnee, if you please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT. I am here requesting PFC approval for the tentative developer designation of Boston Food Forest Coalition Incorporated, hereafter referred to as BFFC, for the parcels identified in the vote package in the Mattapan section of Boston. D&D conducted a public process that resulted in this vote request. D&D held a community meeting in July 2020 to discuss with community members the use of these parcels as a community open space, including a possible food forest. Support by the community and the abutters was strong. A request for proposals was issued on August 31st, 2020, and advertised in the State Central Register and the Boston Herald. One development team applied to the RFP and was determined to meet the eligibility criteria. Based on community feedback and D&D review of the application against the RFP evaluation criteria, we recommend the designation of BFFC. BFFC's proposal will preserve the parcels as permanent open space, providing food access and gathering space for everyone in the surrounding community. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and PFC vote request. I have also provided 3 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is an aerial map of the parcels. The second is a satellite view of the parcels. The third is the preliminary design of the Edgewater Food Forest. Walnut processing station for existing walnut trees is on the lower left. There will be grapevines, fruit and nut trees, and berry bushes, essential gathering space, a shade garden, a pollinator area, and arts installations throughout. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits. This proposed development will preserve a long vacant property as a food producing, gathering, and art space for the neighborhood. In addition, the city will avoid approximately $1,200 in annual maintenance costs and return this property to productive use after more than 68 years in our inventory. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
No questions?
No question. Great project. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 2 is hereby approved.
Thank you.
Vote number 3 is being presented by Ann Conway, Housing Development Officer for the Neighborhood Housing Development Division. This is an amendment to the vote of December 12, 2018 to extend the tentative designation and intent to sell period from 24 to 36 months to a nominee comprised of principals of Caribbean Integration Community Development Incorporated and Planning Office for Urban Affairs Incorporated concerning vacant land located at 150 River Street, Mattapan. Ann, would you please present your vote request?
Hi, Ann, you're muted.
Ann, I think you're on mute.
My apologies. Thank you, TT. Good morning, commissioners, and Happy New Year. I am here requesting PFC approval of a 12-month extension of the tentative developer designation to Caribbean Integration Community Development, CICD, and the Planning Office for Urban Affairs Incorporated, POA, for the parcels identified in Vote Package 3 in the Mattapan section of Boston. As background, DND issued the RFP on February 26, 2018. This was after a community meeting which was held in early February of 2018. D&D advertised the RFP in the State Central Register, City Record, and Boston Herald per Chapter 30B requirements. 3 applications were received. D&D held a community meeting on June 13th, 2018 to review eligible applicants. Based on D&D's recommendations, PFC approved the tentative developer designation of CICD and POA on December 12th, 2018. We are requesting a 12-month extension of the developer designation to allow additional time for the development team to apply to the Commonwealth's Department of Housing and Community Development funding round. The development has applied one time and did not receive funding. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and PFC vote request. I have also provided 3 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is a locus map of the parcel. The second are the existing conditions street view of the parcel. And the third is the concept rendering of the parcel. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will allow the project to continue and result in the following public benefits: 30 senior affordable rental units, and disposition of 1 city parcel that has been in the city's inventory since 2008. It will also result in property maintenance savings of $1,500 and an increased tax revenue. Since PFC's developer designation, the development team has accomplished the following. CICD and POA have secured D&D funding for the project. D&D engaged in thorough project financial underwriting in support of the funding round application in September 2019 and in the renewal application in November 2020. Working with CICD and POA, D&D has been able to increase the project's cost effectiveness, strengthen financing, and limit D&D's subsidy request. The project has received the Boston Planning and Development Agency Article 80 approval. CICD and POA have improved the building design in response to D&D and community design comments. And the development team has applied for DHCD funding. While the team has not had a state award of funds to date, they will reapply to DHCD in January of 2021, and we are hopeful of a state award of funds. I am here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
No questions. Again, a good project. And again, assuming we're just waiting for the state round of funding.
Yes, same here, no questions. Glad to see that this is still moving forward. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Vote number 3 is hereby approved. Vote number 4 is being presented by James Smith, Senior Environmental Compliance Manager for the Real Estate Management and Sales Division. Vote number 4 is for the transfer of the care, custody, management, and control from the Department of Neighborhood Development to the Boston Public Schools Department for vacant land located at 11 Cookson Terrace, Mattapan. James, if you would please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT, and good morning, Commissioners. I'm here requesting PFC approval for the transfer of 11 Cookson Terrace in Mattapan, which is vacant 6,526 square foot parcel, to the care, custody, and control of the Boston Public Schools Department from D&D. Subject parcel is partially paved and is located adjacent to the Ellison Parks Early Education School. BPS has requested this transfer of the parcel for additional faculty parking. D&D does not have a current or anticipated future need for the parcel and is therefore requesting this transfer to Boston Public Schools. Provided 2 handouts, one of which is a map depicting the parcel boundaries, and the second, an aerial photo showing the site in context with the neighborhood and the adjacent school. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Questions?
Pretty straightforward, thank you. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
4 is hereby approved. Vote number 5 is being presented by Nerlise Jenis, Project Manager for the Real Estate Management and Sales Division. This is for tentative developer designation intent to sell to Pedro Miguel Ribeiro Gonzalez Moray for vacant land located at 6 Lawson Place, East Boston. Purchase price is $23,000. Nerlise, if you please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT. Good morning, Commissioners. I am here requesting PFC approval for tentative developer designation to Pedro Miguel Ribeiro Goncalves Moraes for the parcel identified in the vote package in the East Boston neighborhood of Boston. D&D conducted its public process that resulted in the developer designation in this tentative designation vote request. A community notification was mailed out in August and September of 2020 to inform of D&D's intent to issue an RFP for the parcel. A request for proposal was issued September 21st, 2020, and advertised in the State Register on September 23rd, 2020, in the Boston Herald, September 21st and the 28th of 2020, as well as the City Record, September 28th, 2020. One proposal was received in response to the RFP on October 26, 2020, and it was determined to meet the eligibility criteria. The offer price is for more than the appraised value. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and PFC vote request. I have also included a map identifying the parcel. The first one kind of shows where the parcel is in East Boston, and the second shows how it'll be combined with Mr. Moraes' home. And his intention with the parcel is to utilize the parcel as additional yard space, parking, and also owning this parcel will allow him to complete his home renovations. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits. It'll return a vacant property that's been in D&D's inventory for a little over 29 years back to productive use and the tax rolls, as well as generate $23,000 in initial revenues from the sale. I am here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
No questions?
No questions. I make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Vote number 5 is hereby approved. Vote number 6 is also being presented by Nerlise Jenis. This is for tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Alex Cosmeticus for land with building thereon located at 431 Belgrade Ave in West Roxbury. Purchase price is $10,595. Nerlise, if you would please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT. Hi again. I'm requesting PFC approval for tentative developer designation to Alex Cosmetakis for the parcel identified in the vote package in the West Roxbury neighborhood of Boston. D&D conducted its public process that resulted in the developer designation in this tentative designation vote request. A community notification was mailed out in August and September of 2020 to inform of D&D's intent to issue an RFP for the parcel. A request for proposal was issued on September 21st, 2020, and advertised in the State Register, State Central Register on September 23rd, 2020, Boston Herald, September 21st and the 28th of 2020, as well as the City Record, September 28th, 2020. One proposal was received in response to the RFP on October 26, 2020, and was determined to meet the eligibility criteria, and the offer price is for more than the appraised value. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. I have also provided a handout that displays the map and location of the parcel as well as its current conditions as it is right now. Mr. Cosmetakis proposed to keep the parcel as is and rehab the existing 200 square foot structure and use it as a small space. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits. It'll return a public property in D&D's inventory for a little over 2 years back to productive use and tax rolls, as well as generate $10,595 in initial revenue from the sale. I am here to answer any questions you may have.
No questions?
No questions. Thank you. Make a motion that we approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Vote number 6 is hereby approved. Vote number 7 is being presented by Christopher Rooney, Housing Development Officer for the Neighborhood Housing Development Division. This is an amendment to the vote of January 16, 2019 to extend the tentative designation and intent to sell period from 24 to 48 months to a nominee comprised of principals of Common Square Neighborhood Development Corporation and T. Lee Development LLC for land with building thereon located at 270 Talbot Avenue in an unnumbered parcel in Spencer Street in Dorchester. Christopher, if you please present your vote request.
Thank you, TT. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here requesting PFC approval for an extension of the tentative developer designation of a nominee comprised of principals from Codman Square Neighborhood Development Corporation and T. Lee Development LLC for the parcels identified in the vote package in the Dorchester neighborhood of Boston. D&D conducted an extensive public process that resulted in this vote request. PFC approved the tentative developer designation on January 16th of 2019. We are requesting an extension to allow the development team to continue pre-development activity while the Spencer Street phase of the project awaits awards for city and state affordable housing funding. The project has accomplished the following since tentative designation. Both phases of the project have received Article 80 approval from the Boston Planning and Development Agency. The 270 Talbot Avenue phase of the project has received zoning variances from the Board of Appeal. Common Square Neighborhood Development Corporation received brownfield funding from Mass Development for the Spencer Street phase of the project. T. Lee Development received Commonwealth Builder funding from Mass Housing for the 270 Talbot Avenue phase of the project. The Article 85 demolition permit is in process, and the project continues to have support from both the community and elected officials. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. I have also provided 4 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is the site map. The second is a current issue of 270 Talbot Avenue. The third is an image of Spencer Street. And the fourth is the updated site plan. And I am here to answer any questions that you may have.
Sounds like a great project to get an underutilized site up and running. No questions.
Yeah, no, definitely a great project, and I'm glad it's still moving along. I'd like to make a motion for us to approve.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vote number 7 is hereby approved. This concludes the D&D agenda for today's meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Before I make a motion, we weren't able to thank you all for the great work that D&D did last year on many great projects. So thank you for everything that you guys have all done, and to Chief Dillon's leadership, and obviously for the mayor's investment and commitment to this work. With that said, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.